We like to call ourselves Second String Sports. This is our very first official show for anyone that's listening.
Yeah.
9 a.m. to 10 a.m. every Friday. So we're a sports talk show. Why don't we just go around and introduce ourselves first? My name is Jake McGrady.
Yeah, and my name is Grant Van Dyke.
And keep going, Grant.
No, you got it.
Okay, and then my name's Logan McGinnis.
And we're three guys that basically just love to talk sports. And our tagline of the show is Second String Sports, if you're wondering. I'm sure you guys know what second string means. We're the bench players because we love to debate and talk sports, but we're not quite good enough to play pro. So
I mean, maybe Logan, but
maybe Logan. We got Mr. Alaska,
Semi-pro,
Mr.
baby.
Alaska baller over there. So we'd like to start off every show with just going over literally every sport, baseball, football, college football, basketball, giving a little predictions and talking about some big news in sports. So why don't we start it off with just any big overall news that's been happening in the sporting world? Obviously, the World Series yesterday.
Ooh, we want to talk World Series right now?
I know Logan over here is a huge Cards fan, so you're going to be hearing a lot of that over the next 2 weeks. So what do you think of that win, Logan?
Last night's win was really clutch. I'm not going to lie. I was pretty depressed after Big Poppy's home run in the sixth inning. But, you know, Cardinals pulled it out. There was a few errors on the Red Sox mistake after Game 1's miscues by the Cardinals, a.k.a. Pete Kozma. It was just a very sloppy game by the Cards in Game 1. But, you know, they turned it around. My boy, Waka 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 Waka, really performed well. I think I saw a stat today where it's Michael Waka has now pitched 20 in 4 starts. He has 28 strikeouts and only 1 earned run.
So they were down 2-1, right, after that Big Poppy homer?
Yeah, they're down 2-1.
So you were freaking out then.
I was a little nervous. I'm like, oh, geez, he's going to be down 0-2 going into back to St. Louis. It's going to be tough. But, you know, splitting the home series, it's huge in baseball, I think.
So next game coming up Saturday.
Saturday.
That's going to be a conflict for you.
Yeah, I do have a little conflict going here. I'm going to try to, watch the first probably 6 innings of the World Series, then try to head over to the Beav game, and then keep the game cast on my phone.
Wow, you're skipping the first half of the Beaver game?
No, I'm gonna catch the very start of the Beaver game. I can't miss that. But I'm gonna watch
the World Series starts at 8 p.m.
Nope, World Series starts at 5.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm looking at Eastern. All right, that makes sense. You'll be able to watch a good portion of it.
And so the Game 3 matchup is PV versus Kelly.
Yeah, PV, had a little rough start against the Tigers, so we'll see how PV bounces back. Joe Kelly wasn't too sharp in his last start against the Dodgers, so it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a good matchup. I think heading back to St. Louis, I think the Cardinals have a little bit more momentum rolling after this last game. But
and Kelly's ERA is actually 3.29 at home and 2.07 on the road. So he's doing worse at home. What do you think about that, Logan?
Joe Kelly at the very start of the year, he was struggling a little bit, and then he really started picking it up. Now I think Joe Kelly's my boy. I don't know if you saw the standoff with him versus Grant Van Slyke. Yeah, maybe a distant relative over there, Grant.
I missed that.
Oh, it was probably the greatest thing in playoff baseball history.
So what happened?
Joe Kelly likes to stand out for the national anthem. He likes to be the last one to leave the field.
Yeah.
And he literally just stood there, and there was a standoff between him and Grant Van Slyke. And so it was going on for a solid 13 minutes before the umpire had to, get a little pissed off and had to send everyone back to the bench.
So I think that's a little bit enough of baseball for now.
Should we?
I'm not the biggest fan.
We could do some NFL Week 8 predictions if you guys want.
Yeah.
Or
we could talk about. How about we talk about some of the big news in NFL first?
Okay.
Did you guys watch any of the Panthers game? We don't have NFL Network, so the Panthers game last night was that the Panthers blew them out, kind of.
Yeah. Come.
And after they started 0-2.
The Panthers?
They started 0-2, and they're over 500 for the first time since 2008.
Yeah. Well, you know, the Buccaneers are just a mess right now. They're an absolute mess. They're
There's not much you can say.
last year their defense was actually strong, and now they still have Revis.
And
but
they added Revis over the offseason, didn't they? So it's like you would expect an improvement in their defense.
They're on a roll.
No, there's rumors of going out there that Greg Schiano, the head coach, is about to get the boot and head out.
Why
of here.
wouldn't he? I would.
Yeah.
He's doing trash.
Yeah, well, they just hired him though. Like, was it last year or
2 years ago?
I think it was last year. Or
last year. Who do they have? Who was their coach in 2011 then?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's the Panthers. No one really cares, honestly. Sorry.
Or Bucks, but yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Some other interesting news. If you guys have been following the injuries lately, Sam Bradford torn ACL. The Rams reached out to none other than Mr. Wrangler himself.
I mean,
Favre.
how desperate do you have to be?
How desperate do you have to be for even Brett Favre to just be like,
Tim Tebow was over here just crying in the corner.
And of course,
they didn't even make an official offer to him, did they? Because he would accept. What else is he going to do? Canadian?
And of course, the former Duck, Kellen Clemens, is their current backup. What kind of message does that send to Clemens? They're asking a 43-year-old Favre who hasn't played since what, 2010?
Saying that he needs to remain on the bench and shut up.
I mean, that's just if Clemens is your only option, though, you can't.
Well, they did sign Brady Quinn.
Oh.
And they also signed
Quinn.
And they brought back a backup, Austin Davis.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, why wouldn't you just take a shot at Tebow? Just run some option, you know?
They have nothing to lose. I mean, the Rams, they started off with a couple wins, but other than they're not going anywhere in that division. We all know it's going to be the Seahawks.
At least put Tebow on the practice squad or something. I mean, give him a
He'll
shot.
accept it.
Yeah.
There's nothing more you can really say about them, and the Cardinals are just sad right there.
Yeah.
So, any other big news in the NFL that we want to talk about? We can go straight into the matchups for the weekend.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, so the top matchups, I would say. Well, we could just do all of them if you want. We'll just run through them and do some predictions. All right,
I like
first
it.
one's 49ers at Browns. I mean, that's
We all
Wait, 49ers and Browns?
at Browns.
No, the Chiefs play the
the
Browns
Chiefs play
this
the
week.
Browns.
Yeah, Chiefs play the Browns this week. We'll start there. How about that? The Chiefs and the Browns. The Browns.
Oh.
The Browns are starting.
bad.
The Browns are starting Jason
What the?
Jason Campbell this week, and
Sorry,
I don't-
ESPN action right there.
I don't think Jason Campbell is the answer. The Browns are the quarterback situation's a little mess right
There's
now.
nothing
Okay.
special about Jason Campbell.
Yeah, you got Whedon, Hoyer, Campbell. It's just kind of a mess. I think the Chiefs are going to roll, and then
Yeah.
I think they're going to roll next week again against the Bills.
How easy has the Chiefs' schedule been, though?
The Chiefs' schedule, I'm not going to lie, as a Chiefs fan, it's been a
joke.
pretty easy. It's not been a joke.
Browns at
It's
home.
been a joke.
Raiders at home.
You're missing the Cowboys.
Eagles.
Okay,
Eagles away.
I'll give them the Cowboys game.
Yeah,
But the
even
Eagles
Cowboys, I mean.
Eagles are nothing special this year.
Okay, so my bad. It's 49ers at Jaguars.
Yeah.
Is the first game.
That game's in London.
We don't even need to speak on what that is.
That game
it's
is in
gonna
London.
It's going to be great for the
Yeah,
London.
it's in London.
For the London fans, but
40. I think we're all going to take the 49ers
not-
on that one, aren't we?
I'm taking the Niners on that one. There's nothing you can say about that one.
Yeah, I don't think there's a contest there.
And
at all.
prediction for Browns at Chiefs. Let's get the official prediction here.
Chiefs all the way, easily. There's no contest there.
I mean, the Browns quarterback situation is just terrible.
I have to, as much as I don't want them to continue to be the undefeated team, just because Logan loves them. I'm gonna go Chiefs.
Yep, I'm gonna go Chiefs. All right, and this will be it. Actually, it could be interesting. Dolphins at Patriots. Dolphins have been a huge surprise this year. They have the Duck Jordan on their D line, number 2 overall pick. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Is Gronk back yet? I don't know if Gronk's back.
Gronk's back. He played last week.
Oh, he
he
did.
had a decent. What would you? I would say
Gronk?
he had a decent few catches, but he's got the mega club on his arm, so he's kind of immobile in certain areas catching the ball from Brady, but he's not a factor right now.
It's in
He can't be a
Foxborough.
factor.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's always hard to win there, especially in the winter.
Yeah.
Well, Gronkowski did have 8 catches for 114 yards. So
last week?
Last week,
Oh,
at
wow.
114 yards. So I really do. No, Gronk will be a factor, and I think he also
Yep.
will make those wide receivers here in the next future get, step up.
Calling me out. I did not know he had that type of game.
Yeah, Gronk went off, and then he also almost had a sick one-handed catch.
To win it,
Okay,
right?
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they could have,
Or at least get a first down.
Yeah,
I was only watching the select highlights.
Yeah,
so.
I don't know if you guys watched that game, but that game was crazy. How the
Wow.
Jets won last week, super surprising. It was also a really bad blown call on the refs portion when they unsportsmanlike conduct pushed
the pushing
guy.
in the back on the field goal.
Did you guys see Geno Smith's failed spike? He tried to spike it and it just flew out of his hand.
That's New York Jets for you.
That was a fail.
I'm not a Geno fan.
So Patriots,
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah,
New England all the way.
Okay. Bills at Saints. Oh gosh. That's
I think the Bills.
Saints are on a roll.
I think the Bills are now down to their practice squad quarterback. So, I think I'm gonna be picking the Saints here.
Saints.
I think Drew Brees is gonna roll.
Ooh, this one could be interesting. Cowboys at Lions.
Cowboys at Lions.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
That's a pretty tough one.
That's a tough game, but I think I'm gonna go with my fantasy quarterback here, Matthew Stafford, and I think right now Calvin Johnson's questionable to play, but I really do think I think the Lions are gonna pull this one out. The Cowboys are so up and down. You can't try. I don't think I can never pick the Cowboys unless it's
My boy Dez is about to go off this week. Just wait.
You both are picking the Cowboys?
No, I'm picking Lions.
I'm going Lions.
You're going Lions?
Lions at home, baby.
I'm rolling with my boy Dez though.
I'm going Lions all the way. I'm going. They're sort of a hard team to predict. They're good, but at the same time, they're not good. If you know what I mean. Considering they only have one option, but I'm gonna go with them in Detroit. I feel like they're gonna pull it off. And I decide to be different.
Giants at Eagles.
Oh, that's a game that even if it's on TV, I will not be watching that. I'm sorry.
I'm probably gonna roll with the Giants. I think on this one.
Really?
Giants. Mike Vick's isn't he still out?
Mike Vick's pretty
out.
Much out for the season, right?
I mean,
I don't think he's out for the season, but
I would say he's going to be out for the season if Foles keeps.
Foles sucked last week against the
I
Cowboys.
know, but
I think Foles got hurt too, and they
Foles is hurt.
Foles got hurt, and guess who they brought in? The one, the only,
the Barkster,
Matthew.
Oh yeah,
Barkley.
He threw 3 picks. I saw that.
Yeah.
Barkley's such a joke. In
the Barkley era done.
Eagles put up 3 points. What happened to Chip's high-powered offense?
Yeah, week 1 was just
Jeez.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, everybody was bandwagoning the Eagles after that week 1 win.
Yeah.
Jeez. All right, so Giants at Eagles. Who are you taking? Giants? Everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah, Giants.
I'm gonna go with Giants. The Eagles are nothing to look forward to this year.
Steelers at Raiders. I mean, both teams have just been terrible.
Shouts out to those
season.
Steelers fans because the Steelers suck.
Yeah, we got a buddy who really likes the Steelers.
Jeff, if you're listening, I'm sorry, man.
Steelers.
I'd honestly still have to go with the Steelers.
Steelers beat the Ravens last week, 19-16.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not gonna lie, that was an impressive win for them.
Raider. You can't ever pick the Raiders. I mean, they're just
rooting for the boy Marcus Wheaton to get a few catches. Maybe he was injured at the start of this week. Was the only player not to practice.
Logan, Steelers over there.
Steelers
or Raiders. It's in Oakland, but
I'm gonna go Raiders at home. I think Terrell Pryor. I think Terrell Pryor might have a little magic in him this week.
I do like Terrell Pryor. I think he's got a future.
Terrell Pryor has been really surprising this year.
I mean,
yeah.
All right, Jets at Bengals. Jets won last week on a late defensive stop, right?
The luck of Rex Ryan, man.
Yeah,
he's saving his job one game at a time.
Saving their season, and Geno Smith is helping, but.
Yeah, I think Geno Smith is doing really good.
And I wouldn't say Rex is saving their season.
Nah, Geno Smith, he just somehow pulls these games out.
I know.
He's I don't know how he's doing it, but the last 4 games, I think he only has 3 interceptions.
Jeez. So Jets at Bengals.
I'd go with Jets.
Bengals won last week in Detroit, 27-24.
Yeah. I'd still go with the Jets, though.
I'm going Bengals.
You
I think
Bengals?
the Bengals
Ooh.
defense. The
All right.
Bengals defense is tough.
I might actually watch that game. That could be interesting. I'm gonna have to roll with the Jets.
Jets. All right, me and Grant going with the Jets on that one.
Falcons at Cardinals. Oh, that's
as much as I love my Falcons for my boy Quiz.
You know, it's so hard to ever. It's like Cardinals are like the
Cardinals
Raiders.
are such a desolate
you can
team
never
right now, though.
side with them, and they did put up 22 against a Seattle defense that's probably the best in the league. So
that was impressive. That game scared me.
Falcons defense isn't looking too odd either. I mean,
man,
I don't know.
That's that type of game that I honestly don't know how it's going to come out, but I'm just going with the Falcons just because I can't root for the
Falcons
Cardinals.
just put up 31 on the Bucks. Not saying much, but
that's not saying
they
much.
got the win last week.
That's like saying putting up 7 against a little league team.
Yeah, the Falcons are looking to get their first road win of the season. They're 0-3, and
come
right
on,
now
Falcons.
It's their worst road record since 2007.
Come on, Matt. Yes, you got this.
I think Steven Jackson's coming back this week.
Oh yeah, it's his
Steven
debut.
Jackson's coming back this week.
Not saying that he's going to be able to do much. But
Roddy White's questionable. Harry Douglas came in last week and stepped up big time.
Yeah,
and he had 144 yards and 2 touchdowns.
That's a fantasy pickup right there for you.
149
fantasy
yards.
It's like not like they were going to be able to save their season, but
Roddy
Julio
White
being out, Roddy's going to have to step up.
Roddy White's questionable. He might not
I know.
be back this week.
He's questionable, but that's like their only option now.
Yeah, I think Harry Douglas and Tony Gonzalez, I think they do good in the passing
they'll
game.
get it done.
Jackson comes back.
Tony gets it done.
I think
man.
if Jackson comes back, gets around 15 carries, or
you
so.
You think he's going to perform?
Ease him back into because then they still got Quiz and they still got Jason Snelling. I feel like I don't feel like the Cardinals can do it.
All
I'm picking
right,
Falcons.
This could be potential game of the week. Redskins at Broncos. If RG3 steps up, that could be a really fun game to watch. Just high scoring.
Could be fun, yeah.
Too high power. Peyton's coming off. He's going to be angry. He's going to be upset and just want to.
Hey, Peyton has a minor ankle issue this week.
Oh, he'll be fine.
It's Peyton Manning.
He only missed one practice, I think.
Peyton Manning could break every single one of his ribs and still take a hit.
It's in Denver,
There's no way the Redskins are going to pull this off.
The big news in this one, though, is the return of Mike Shanahan.
Oh.
Yeah.
I did forget about
Mike
that.
Shanahan, Washington.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Coming back to Denver.
I thought he was like.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think what was Mike Shanahan there for?
That's
11 years.
Man, that's gonna be a fun game to watch.
He was a Broncos legend.
I'm still siding with the Broncos, though. I think Wes Welker. There are too many options on offense, and
coming off that loss against the Colts, you can't pick against Peyton.
Yep.
He's gonna be out for blood in front of that Denver
I think we're all
crowd.
taking the Broncos on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I got Broncos.
RG3, but
the Washington's pass defense is, I think it's the worst in the league easily.
But at the same time, Broncos just let 39, and what everybody was hyped.
Yeah, the Broncos defense is not really showing up. Everyone was like, "Oh, Broncos D," and I'm not gonna lie, I have them on my fantasy team, and they haven't really.
Everyone was so hyped about them. Von Miller was out for 5 games, right, with a suspension for drug use, and I think Champ Bailey's still out. So I mean,
Champ Bailey returned last week, and then he left with like an Achilles injury.
Yeah, I mean, he just can't stay on the field. So
yeah,
I'm taking Broncos. All right, Packers at Vikings. I think that's a Sunday night game, unfortunately. Green Bay is still going to be Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers is going to do some work, and Josh Freeman's starting for the Vikes. So
no, I don't. Josh Freeman is out with a concussion, quote unquote.
It was like 2 days ago that decided he's not to play.
He might have a concussion.
I think he just wants to save himself from
embarrassment.
from further embarrassment.
I think I saw a stat last week where Josh Freeman had 17 overthrown balls, where Peyton Manning's only thrown 17 overthrown balls all season.
Yeah, I mean, the Vikings are just. They should just trade Adrian Peterson, get him on a contender.
I don't even care if you're down 38-0.
Let him get a ring. Trade him to the Broncos. I mean,
if you're down 38-0 this game, you just give Adrian Peterson the ball. You don't even throw it.
Let him get a ring. It's like Tony Gonzalez. They put in work for so long. Just let him have some success. Steven Jackson too.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw this, but
that's ending out
Ray Lewis says, if the Vikings still start to suck, Adrian Peterson could
retire.
Yeah.
I was
like Barry Sanders. Yeah.
Retire for a year and then come back with the Patriots or something.
All right.
I would be so pissed.
I'm taking Packers. What are you guys taking?
Packers easily.
I'm taking the Pack.
All right. And one more.
Last game.
Seahawks at Rams.
Monday Night Football.
This is going to be the lowest viewership of all Monday night games this whole season.
Like my boy Kobe said, if you pick the Rams on this one, I'd like you to be drug tested. So
yeah, it's like him getting 25th best player in the league. We should do NBA.
No, we'll talk about NBA after the break, but
yeah,
you can't.
All right,
we all know who we're going to pick.
It's the Turkeys.
All right, so we're gonna play a quick PSA, and we're gonna be right back right after this break.
Parents, this is Milton Crea. What do you get when you mix nail polish remover, drain cleaner, antifreeze, battery fluid, cold medicine, starter fluid, and road flares? The answer? Methamphetamine. Commonly known as speed, crystal meth, or ice, meth is just as addictive and more dangerous than crack cocaine. Repeated use can lead to brain damage, convulsions, even death. Once people start using meth regularly, their life expectancy is 5 years. Spend time with your kids. If you don't, someone else will. This message is brought to you by the Elks National Foundation and the Elks Drug Awareness Program.
And that was a little meth awareness PSA for all you Breaking Bad fans out there. Sorry I had to do it. So I think we're going to go a little bit into college football for now, a little bit of predictions for the weekend. Then we're going to end the day out in some NBA talk.
All right, so the big game here in Corvallis. Woo! Stanford's coming to town.
I am so jacked for this game.
We're both teams are 6-1. Who's going to get their second loss first?
I was talking about this on the Beaver Sports Show last night on KBVR. Little plug right there. Thursdays 9 live every week. Check me out. Anyway, Stanford's defense, Trent Murphy is a monster.
Really?
7 sacks on the season, 5 sacks in the last 3 games.
Jeez.
He is a monster.
That's insane.
And what else? Their pass rush defense is what? They're third in the Pac-12 for allowing the least yards in pass rush. So considering that's our only way of scoring, I think the key is to abandon the run game. Because
which we've been doing
because if you want to look at it, Storm Woods and Teron Ward both have 100 more receiving yards than they do rushing yards. Yeah. So I think we need to focus on the screen pass, honestly. I think that's all we're going to be doing all game.
Yep, and our
offensive line has to show up. We need to protect Mannion.
It's going to be pretty high scoring. I think we pull it out, though.
You're gone? Yeah.
I think
I can't go against my Beavs.
Giant killers. That's what we do.
That's what we do. It's been a while since we have the prime time 7:30 night game in Reser. It's going to be packed. ESPN. I'm going to be on the field working for ESPN. It's going to be crazy. To me, there's nothing better than Reser at night. As much as I love day games because you don't have to wait around, you can get there right away. The night games are amazing. There's no sun. The lights are going on the field. Seems like the best crowds turn out for the night games because everyone's done tailgating and
I've been a Stanford hater this whole year. I don't think
Logan has been a Stanford. He thinks they're the most overrated team.
I don't understand how they only dropped down to 6th.
Yeah.
Well, they just beat UCLA, right?
Yeah.
But they did. But
they did.
I don't see how.
You really don't.
I don't think Hogan. Everyone hypes up Hogan to be the huge QB, and I don't know. I honestly don't think. I don't think he's.
I got a stat for you guys. So Mannion has 29 touchdowns, right? Mm-hmm. Hogan and Gaffney
13.
Hogan has 13, and the leading wide receiver has 9. So Mannion has more. Actually, he has more than their combined best 3 players. Because their quarterback, their best wide receiver, and their best running back combined have 27. Mannion has 29.
Yeah. Not to be the realist, but with who we have played, this is going to be Mannion's test.
Yeah, this is the big test.
Heis Mannion test.
Well, we got a couple more tests, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is
especially Washington coming up.
This is the first test.
But this is the first big, if Mannion's able to come up and still connect with Cooks off Stanford's pass rush, it could be a very, very good game. I'm going to have to go with the Beavers. I'm going with the upset. If I had to pick a score, I'd probably go I'd probably go. We're gonna take this to the high 30s, maybe push 40s.
Last year's game was really close too.
Yeah.
Last year's game, and I think last year's Stanford team was.
Would
a lot
you say
stronger.
at this point in the season we may be a little bit more seasoned than last year, just with how Cooks has been performing?
Yes.
I mean, last year we did have the running game. Storm had a great season last year with rushing, but now that that's gone, I honestly think the combo of Cooks and Mannion is pretty much better than since our Jaquiz and James.
I honestly
days.
think we could blow them out.
Blow them out?
No, but we can win by 14, 17, 21 points.
That would be
awesome.
I think
Stanford's overall, I think they're 73rd ranked offense in the nation.
70 what?
Yeah, they have the 73rd ranked total offense in the nation. We're, I think, 3rd.
Yeah, and we should just do a prediction for the rest of the Beaver schedule. Let's just do it now. I mean,
the rest of the schedule?
Why not?
All right.
No?
Sure, let's roll. We could just do a win or loss. How about that?
All right.
I honestly can't predict it, though.
I
would have to predict it after the Stanford game, so.
Take things week by week.
All right, we'll do it week by week.
But I am going with a win this weekend.
I'm going for a win, too, just because I think Stanford's one of the most overrated teams in the country.
Jeez.
And, of course, down in Eugene, UCLA
Game
day's going
that's going to be a really good game.
Game day's going to be there.
Yeah. I have to work for ESPN early on Saturday, so I won't be able to watch it. I'll have to get text updates from you guys. I'm sure it's going to be a great game, though. As much as I hate the Ducks.
This one's got the big storyline of 2 potential future first-round picks, Brett Hundley, Marcus Mariota. Did you hear that Todd McShay actually projected Marcus Mariota as the second best overall prospect in 2014?
Who's the first one?
Jameis?
No, not quarterback. Overall.
Oh, overall.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it was overall. And I think
he's good, but I wouldn't say he's second.
I think
overall.
Hundley is first round too as well. But
yeah.
I mean,
what are you guys saying for this one? As much as I honestly think the Ducks are going to pull
Ducks just have too much weapons. It's at Autzen. I mean,
you know what?
I think it'd be a close game though.
I'm going upset alert. I don't care. Screw it. I'm going Bruins.
Well, the Bruins are putting up 500 yards of total offense a game.
Yeah.
40 points a game.
Yeah.
40 points a game. That's somewhat of an offense similar. They don't do the hurry up, but
Ducks are putting up 58. So
and here I'm calling Ducks to win.
You're calling Ducks?
I'm calling Ducks to win. I think it'll be a pretty high scoring game and it'll be close. And
that's what I like to say for people who side with the Ducks.
Here's my big bold prediction.
Your bold prediction?
Marcus Mariota will throw his first pick of the year.
I would love that.
I think it's happening this week.
He had 2 fumbles last week against Washington State.
I think the interception's coming this week.
I can't wait for that to happen. So what are you going with, Grant, on that game?
I gotta roll with U on this one.
Fine. I'm the only Bruin in the room, I guess.
All right.
Call me crazy. I'm going Bruins.
Let's talk a little Heisman.
Heisman watch, the Heisman race. Heismanian. #Heismanian.
So right now, top 5 on ESPN are Mariota, Winston from Florida State, Manziel from Texas A&M,
Sean Mannion
at OSU, and Petty from Baylor. So it's all quarterbacks. That's kind of expected.
Which is what it usually is.
It's always quarterbacks. I mean,
as much as I'd love, Honey Badger was an exception.
If Florida State wins out and Ducks win out, I can honestly see Winston getting it over Mariota, just because he's been so sensational. It's his first year. I mean,
freshman. I would say they're going to have a tougher schedule towards the end.
Yeah, I mean,
Mariota's sensational. Don't get me wrong, but their only test has been Washington.
I think Winston's win over Clemson was huge.
That's solidified him in the talk for sure.
And not just a win; they blew him out.
Yeah, I don't think very many people watched that game after the first quarter.
No.
An interesting thing is, though, on the ESPN expert poll for Heisman, Leish Singstrunk, who got the Ducks in trouble.
Yeah,
he is top 10 for Heisman right now from Baylor.
He's doing that well for Baylor?
He transferred to Baylor because he got Ducks in a bunch of trouble.
Then the thing with
Baylor has two Heisman candidates right there.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Wow. I didn't even realize, they had RG3.
And the last, he probably doesn't have a chance. The last running back to win it was Mark Ingram in 2009, but, it's still a crazy fact.
Yeah. I didn't know C. Strunk was doing that well. I thought he would just fade into oblivion after that whole scandal with Oregon.
Here's a good would you rather.
Would you rathers?
Jake, would you rather have Marcus Mariota or Johnny Manziel win the Heisman?
Oh my God. I'd go Mariota.
Yeah, I know, me too.
Yep.
Just can't stand.
Yeah, Manziel already got it. Let somebody else get this shine for a little bit. Let's see.
Plus, he's straight trash.
Jake's a Manziel hater.
Yeah, this is my radio beef with Johnny. If there's any Johnny fans out there on Twitter or even listening to this right now, please talk with me. Please, I'd love to. They call me the king of sports Twitter beefs. I'd like to put it out there. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at jmcgrady7, by the way. We'll shout out all our stuff at the end of the show. But, yeah, I'd rather have Mariota.
Yep.
Personally, I think he deserves it more. Actually, no, he doesn't. But but I just want, yeah. So we're gonna play our last PSA of the day, and then we're gonna go into our final predictions, final talks for next week, and a little bit of NBA. So yeah, stay tuned.
I still don't know how to find this.
How far would you go to help someone?
Just go on the.
Would you go 1,000 miles to learn from?
It would be the same for the desktop.
World only reads
You wouldn't be able to find it.
The Peace Corps serves over
No, he knows he's on the website, but he doesn't know how to log anything.
Talk to a Peace Corps recruiter at 1-800-424-8580 or visit peacecorps.gov. Life is calling. How far will you go?
All right, we're back. Sorry about that. My microphone is on. You heard a little bit of our banter. But final predictions for the week. We talked Beavs, we talked Ducks.
For college football?
Yeah.
All right, let me get.
Any other big games we want to talk about?
No, Pac-12 is just carrying the load this weekend. There's South Carolina, Missouri. Yeah.
There's not much like
Texas Tech 10th versus Oklahoma 15th.
that could be good.
That could be all right.
Yeah.
Oklahoma could show up in that game.
Texas A&M, Vandy. Fresno State is 17th overall.
Yeah,
Jeez.
Pac-12's running the big games this week.
Fresno State's and then there's just nothing.
Yeah. I'd say the Beavs and the Ducks are carrying the load of the most games that people are going to be watching this weekend.
Tennessee, Alabama. Tennessee could pull. I don't know.
I think Tennessee might pull it out.
Tennessee has had such a tough schedule.
But
I feel bad.
They're 4-3.
Bad luck, Tennessee. They have those few games that they got so close with Georgia. That was a heartbreaker. After they got completely embarrassed in Eugene.
Yeah.
Look at this. Alabama's only allowing 10 points per game. Jeez. That's the average, 10 points.
People are saying if the Ducks go undefeated on the season, if that's the matchup in the BCS game, Alabama Ducks, I honestly could not pick against Alabama.
Alabama just has a lock.
They are a powerhouse.
All those Southern recruits, all those big brutes down there.
Alabama will be getting 5-star unbelievable players for the next 10 years.
Their defense is so stacked.
There's no way around it.
Even the offense players, Julio Jones,
yeah.
AJ McCarron's pretty solid.
He's not being discussed for much, like if he's going to enter the draft, but McCarron's a pretty solid QB. I could see him going second, third, maybe.
Nah, McCarron's
Third
more
round?
like a. McCarron's more of a 5th, 6th rounder.
Really? You think that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I honestly.
I can't tell. I have no idea.
Yeah. Alabama's going to pull that one out easily.
McCarron reminds me of like a Brady Quinn.
A solid college guy, but a not so solid.
Yeah.
Are you calling him the modern day Tim Tebow?
Oh,
Would that be a fair assessment?
Nah, he's not a modern day Tim Tebow.
He's not as explosive as Tebow, but he's putting up the championships like Tebow did.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say it's all him either.
Yeah, that's true. So I think we're going to make a little bit of a transition here to some NBA talk. What do you guys think?
Finish it off with some NBA.
Yeah, just for you guys, for our first-time listeners, this is our first show. We are big NBA guys. Me and Grant over here, diehard Trailblazers fans to the death.
We're talking diehard Spurs fan over here.
And then we got Logan in the corner of the minority, the only Spurs fan in Corvallis.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen
Maybe
him.
one of 5. So, yeah, let's talk some NBA.
Should we do some, Western Conference, Eastern Conference predictions? What's the end of the year seeding?
Because, with the season starting up here in about 4 days now, there's been a lot of talk of, the player predictions. ESPN did their poll of the top 25 players, and that was a little bit of the rage with Kobe being ranked at the bottom.
And
I don't think the ESPN ranks mean anything.
They don't mean anything, but it clearly got to him.
I got hyped up so much.
I had a problem with I understand D Rose missed a whole year last year, but putting Kyrie Irving and Stephen Curry was 6th, and I think Kyrie was 8th or something like that.
Stephen Curry's good, but he hasn't done anything.
He hasn't been in an All-Star team. How can you put him above a former
MVP?
He's a
3-point knockout, but
Kyrie's been.
I think Kyrie might right now. I think. Yeah, I don't think Stephen.
But even Kyrie, neither player can stay healthy. I understand Rose missed a whole year, but he's done more in his career than those two.
I've watched Rose
with missing a year
in a couple of these preseason games, or at least just some highlights. And Rose is looking good.
Yeah, Derrick Rose had I think 25 the other night.
26.
26.
He split two.
It was an impressive.
2 defenders, and then he split another 2 defenders, and he just goes in for a layup.
He got 5 inches on his vert. I mean, he's back.
I think the Bulls could be
Bulls are 7-0 in preseason. They could get second or even first. They beat out Miami for that first seed that one year. Mm-hmm. They could do it again. If they stay healthy, that's a key with them because Noah always gets hurt. Boozer's kind of iffy.
Yeah.
And Rose. I mean, I like Butler. I like that addition of Dunleavy.
So let's start there. We'll go into the central. We'll break this down by division.
Division or conference?
We're gonna go divisions, then we're gonna go conference. We're gonna see who's gonna win the division and then the conferences.
I feel you.
Okay, so we got this. Okay, we'll start with the Central Division. Stick with the Bulls. In the Central Division, who do you guys got?
Central: Chicago, Cleveland, Detroit, Indiana, Milwaukee. I mean, Pacers are really the only competition to the Bulls, and they get Danny Granger back. They have some huge signings on the offseason. They got Luis Scola off their bench now.
Yeah.
And I think they signed Chris Copeland as well, who's a pretty decent shooter from outside.
Good backup forward.
Pacers are tough, but they almost
had a great year last year, but it's almost like they're the team that peaks and can't get over the peak.
They almost
know what I mean.
They almost have too many ball hogs. Danny Granger's going to come back, and I feel like he's just going to jack him.
They don't need Granger anymore.
They should trade
They should
him.
trade Danny.
Granger.
Let Danny go to a team where he's the only superstar.
Let Paul George take over this team.
It's the Paul George era.
I say trade Granger and George Hill and maybe a high pick for maybe Rondo. I could see that.
I don't see him trading George Hill.
I mean, Rondo on that team would be perfect. Feed George Hill, feed Hibbert.
I guess that would make sense, though.
But, anyways, yeah, I'm taking the Bulls on that one. I mean, Bulls are stacked this year. Thibodeau's a boss as always.
I think the Bulls will make the playoffs, but I don't think they won the division. I think the Pacers will get it, but I think it's gonna be super close. I think it'll be a separation of 1 or 2 games.
Of course, the Bulls are gonna make the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean,
but I think the Bulls are gonna be strong, but I think Carlos Boozer's kind of going a little bit downhill.
Boozer's always been iffy
I've never
for
liked
me.
Boozer.
But all right, Atlantic, Toronto, Brooklyn, New York, Philly, Boston. Really, the only 2 in that division are Brooklyn and New York.
Boston is going to be the saddest
Boston,
NBA
Philly
team of all time.
The Brad Stevens era.
I see Toronto making the playoffs. Honestly,
Really?
I mean, Rudy Gay, DeMar DeRozan.
Rudy Gay significantly improved anything that Toronto's ever been able to
My
shoot
boy
for.
Terrence Ross from Portland. I could see it. They're athletic. They got Valanciunas coming up, who's a young up-and-coming center. They got Kyle Lowry if he stays healthy. I mean, they're not going to win the division, though.
Knicks are winning the division, I think.
It could be Nets, though.
I'm going Nets in this division.
I think I'm taking Nets.
I'm taking Nets in the division. I think the Knicks will have a significant fall-off.
I just can't predict how well the Nets are going to mesh at this point. I don't think Kidd's going to be that great of a coach. Like, they said he had a great basketball mind and everything, but
Yep. All right. Southeast, we don't even need to debate that. That's Miami all the way.
I don't know, though. There could be a
No.
Bobcats.
Northwest.
them Pelicans.
So Northwest, Portland, OKC, Minnesota, Denver, Utah, Denver, Utah, Minnesota are all out of the picture, I think.
I think we all know that the Thunder, being a realist here,
it's
the
Thunder and Blazers in this division.
The Thunder are going to take it, but being a diehard Rip City fan till the death, let's talk Blazers for a second here. What's the final season predictions on the Blazers, do you guys think?
I could see us going around 500, honestly, but
honestly, a 500 record does not get you in the playoffs in the Western Conference.
I mean, it did a couple years ago for us, but
we're not going to be 500. I like to quote my boy LaMarcus Aldridge, the great Aldridge. Last night he said, "Mark my words, I guarantee you we will be the 7th seed in the Western Conference."
I mean, Blazers are 5-2 in preseason, but that's because they're playing the whole team. Yeah. Nobody's really sitting. I don't think we're going to beat OKC, honestly. Russell Westbrook comes back.
Where do you see us at the end of the season, though?
I see us between 7th and 9th. And it could come down just to a few games.
I hope not.
I think it's going to be super close. And
it's going to be super close, but...
Because Minnesota's got, Love back. Who's some other 8 seeds?
Well, Love's going to be in LA in less than a year, though. So
Jazz
this is their last.
Jazz
shot
are going
Jazz
for
are
the
tanking.
Wiggins. Yeah, they're going for the Wiggins sweepstakes.
All right. Yep.
I think the Thunder.
Thunder. I'd say Philly's going for the Wiggins sweepstakes.
Oh, they are too, but so are the Jazz.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're all taking the Thunder on that one.
Yeah, Thunder.
And Pacific. Pacific Clippers, Suns, Kings, Warriors, Lakers.
Suns.
I think it's the Clippers.
I'm thinking either Clippers or Warriors. I can't really tell on this one, but I'm gonna have to go Clippers just because Doc Rivers.
I'd go Clippers too.
They signed.
I'd go Clippers.
They signed Redick and they signed. Dudley.
I think that's going to be really key for them.
They needed shooting. That's the perfect signing, and Doc Rivers is going to improve defense, turn DeAndre Jordan into Kevin Garnett, and
Whoa. DeAndre Jordan
will not be.
DeAndre Jordan will not be close to a Kevin.
Maybe like a Kendrick Perkins.
He's averaging about 5 blocks in the preseason.
Yeah. Well, if we want to talk about his offense, though,
defensively he'll be like Kevin.
He'll
be like an anchor.
Yeah, he has the shot of
it's
a 5-year-old child.
Apparently, it's rest in peace, Lob City now.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah, Doc. They all
off.
said that they don't want to. They killed off that.
Yeah.
And last division here, Southwest: New Orleans, Houston, Dallas, Memphis, San Antonio. As much as I like the Houston signings and the New Orleans signings, experience wins for this in this one for me. I still think the Spurs are going to get it done. They still have the same team as last year, and they added Bellinelli. Why would they get any worse?
Because
besides injuries,
Spurs will always hit and miss.
They haven't been hit and miss.
When they were the first seed and lost to the 8th seed 2 years ago.
That was just.
We're talking still injuries there.
I think the Spurs have this locked up. Houston's going to be very close.
I think this is the toughest division, honestly.
Yeah, Pelicans. I mean, Drew Holiday, Tyreek Evans, Eric Gordon coming back. Anthony.
I don't even forget about the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies are a tough defensive team last year too.
Yeah. Dallas won't be a problem.
Yeah, Dallas is
on the uber decline.
I think they signed Monte Ellis. Just
rest in peace, Dirk. Man. As much as I love the big German, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think the Spurs got this, but I think it's gonna be super tough with Dwight, Memphis now.
So yeah. So we're going.
We can do some conference next Friday. Does that sound good?
Yeah,
let's do it.
So I think that's about as much as we're gonna get today, guys. Signing out. We'd like to tell you follow us on Twitter at Second String KBVR. That's Second String with a 2ND. And just tweet us any questions, anything you'd like to see.
And like us on Facebook too.
Like us on Facebook, Second String Sports. We're the Second String Sports Show every Friday, 9 to 10. Ending a little bit early today. We got some classes to get to. Ending off our Friday on a scholarly note. But yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. We'd like to have some guest athletes coming in soon, and hope to see you guys back. Tune in next Friday.
It's been KBVR Corvallis.
KBVR Corvallis. You're listening to 88.7 KBVR. Thanks.